Welcome to the Positively You podcast. I'm your host, Jessie Larson, and I'm passionate about helping you shift the way you think so you can create a life you're absolutely obsessed with. Each week, I'll be bringing you a guest or a thought that's going to help you feel more optimistic and equipped to take real action. Get ready to push past limiting beliefs, ditch that negativity, and start showing up as the best and most positive version of you. Girl, let's do this. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Positively You podcast. And I cannot start out this solo episode without saying thank you. Thank you, number one, for pushing play today and coming to hang out. But number two, for making last week and the welcome back to season 4 so amazing. I had so many of you sharing the episode, texting me or DMing me on Instagram that you were very excited that the podcast is back after a long summer break. And I'm just thrilled at the support, and I feel so grateful to have amazing people that listen and that we are part of this fun little positive community. So thank you. Before we get going into today's topic, which is just going to be a quick little solo episode to give you a little quick hit of inspiration, a little positive start to your day, I wanted to bring something new to the podcast where I share an update, just sharing some things in life that I'm excited about or loving. So I saw someone else doing this, and hers was a lot longer. It had a whole acronym with it of her weekly report and things she was reading and eating and loving and trying and whatever things you could think of to start with the word or the letters in the word report. I'm breaking that down a little bit and just going to share a couple of things. So number one, what I am reading. I love seeing what other people are reading, getting ideas, getting recommendations. So this is a fun little thing of what I've been reading lately. I've got 2 to share with you. I like to listen on Audible or using the Libby app or Hoopla or whatever way I can listen to audiobooks. And I also do like having physical books and reading them too. So I've been kind of toggling between the two. So my audio pick lately is going to reveal my nerdy side, which you all know that I have a huge nerd side. I like to learn a variety of things, and I will just sometimes pick something to nerd out on. And that thing has been trees. That might surprise you if you follow along on my bird things, you guys. I get so many DMs about bird watching that it's hilarious. I did not realize that I was like niching myself down into this like bird watcher lady, but the amount of DMs or like little memes or quotes I get sent on Instagram is actually hilarious about birds. So just shifting it a little bit to trees. That's been where I've been nerding out and reading a book called The Hidden Life of Trees. And it's been very, very fascinating. I discovered it from a reel on Instagram talking about trees and how they're social beings and how they connect with each other and communicate and their root systems and just all of this amazing thing. And someone in the comments had recommended this book. So I went and rented it from the library, and I've been really loving it. It's definitely nerdy. It's by an arborist who has studied trees and forests, and it's fascinating. So if anyone wants to nerd out on the hidden life of trees and all of that, there's a good recommendation for you. Now, flipping completely to the opposite end of the spectrum is something not educational at all and definitely just a pleasure and for fun read. I have been completely enveloped into the fantasy romance world, and Sarah J. Maas has taken over my life. I read the entire Court of Thorns and Roses series a little while ago, and now have been reading Crescent City on the second book, almost done with it, and absolutely loving it. If you were to go to my search page or discover page or For You page, whatever it's called on Instagram, I'm very hip. A lot of the things that will pop up is like fan theories and fan art and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm a complete nerd into completely different realms and aspects, and that's totally okay. So that's what I've been reading lately. And let's give you an update on what I've been eating, because that sounds exciting. We'll keep this short. Definitely loving my little protein ranch dip that I have been eating because it's helping me get more veggies, because I've been absolutely awful at eating my veggies. So if you need a tip to help you get in those veggies and extra protein, because both of those things are really, really, really good for us, Greek yogurt is your best friend. Plain Greek yogurt is disgusting on its own, and if you don't think it is, I don't know if I can trust you, because it's gross. But if you mix it with things, it makes it palatable. So I've been tossing in, a couple spoonfuls or whatever of the ranch seasoning. You just buy the little packets from the store, throwing it in, mixing it up with Greek yogurt, and dipping my veggies in that. And I'll tell you what, it is a game changer, because normally when you dip your veggies in ranch, you're trying not to eat too much ranch because it's not the greatest in the world. But when it's Greek yogurt, you literally can just keep eating as much as you want because you're getting protein. At least that's what I'm telling myself. So there you go. There's a tip for you. What I'm eating, what I'm reading. And I was going to share what I'm loving, but that is actually the topic of today's episode. So we'll just jump right in. I was at the lake with a group of friends this week, and one of the girls that I was there with posed this question to us while we were out paddling and chit-chatting on the water. She wanted to know what was the thing that we were all excited about. She said, in the next 2 months, what is it that you're looking forward to, or what is it that you're excited about or loving? And, I obviously just shared about the books. That could have been an answer. I'm actually really loving these books that I'm reading and the time I get to do that. Her answer, because we flipped the question around to her as well, was a new puppy. They just got a new puppy, and she was really looking forward to the integration of this new little furry family member into their home and watching her kids, with learning the responsibilities there and training this new puppy. And I loved this question that she posed so much. So as I was sitting there on my paddleboard, I was thinking I wanted to come pose this question to you. I wanted to invite you to think about, in the next 30 to 60 days. So let's see, it's September, just about. September and October. What is the thing that you're loving, currently loving, or what is the thing that you're looking forward to in these next 2 months? And I love this so much because it flips around one of my other favorite practices, which is gratitude. Now, gratitude feels a lot of times like a reflection, like we're reflecting back. So we're looking back at the past behind us. What are we grateful for? This practice almost flips that a little bit in my mind to almost being grateful before, but it's not even gratitude, right? It's excitement, which is such a high vibrational emotion and feeling to have, that I love being more intentional about it. So today I invite you to think, what are the things you're loving? And it's why I also really liked this practice of sharing, what I'm reading, what I'm eating, what I'm loving. The girl who shared it was, I don't even remember all of the things that were in her report. What I'm playing, maybe, what I'm trying. There was 2 R's. So just looking forward to these things and being excited and having that anticipation and what you're loving. It's just a really cool energy to step into, right? I think I've at least found myself, so maybe you can relate to this as we've gotten back into school and back into a routine, that there's a lot going on. I feel like I am managing a lot of people. I'm managing myself. I'm managing my home. I'm managing schedules. I'm managing my kids' homework and their emotions and getting them back into routines and shifting from summer. And they can all feel kind of like a lot, and like we're just kind of going through the motions, or we're just checking things off of lists and just getting by doing not the basics, but just kind of robotically moving through life. And so I love this pause to, if you have a gratitude practice, that's great, and reflect on that gratitude. But I love so much about bringing it more present. What am I currently loving, and what am I looking forward to? Ooh, I loved it so much. I knew I had to run here to the podcast and share it with you. So special shout out to my friend Laura for posing this question. She's an incredibly insightful person, and I should probably draw from her more. But I wanted to bring it here to you. So that is my invitation for today of what I want you to, what I invite you to focus on and to think about today are the things that you're loving and looking forward to in the next 2 months-ish. Let's not look too far out. We want to keep it kind of present. And that is it for me today. So if you would like to share, because I love turning this one-way conversation into a two-way conversation. So if you would like to help me out with that, I'd love to hear what it is that is your thing. Is it a new puppy? Is it a new book you're loving? Is it something fun coming up? I've got my 15-year anniversary next month that I'm really, really looking forward to. That's been super fun to kind of plan for and get excited about. So I want to know what it is for you. So pop over to Instagram, positively.jessie, come and find me, leave me a DM, come on my latest whatever's on stories or whatever, and let me know what it is that you are loving right now. And I will see you back here. I won't see you. That technology has not been developed yet. Maybe one day. But come back next week for another episode of the podcast. And until then, have an absolutely amazing day. Thank you for hanging out with me again today. I'm so glad you pressed play. If you want to take a quick second to share this episode with someone you think would love it too, that would be amazing. If you're loving the show, make sure you go and leave a review on iTunes. Reviews are like magic for podcasts, and your review will help get this show into the ears of more amazing women just like you. And come find me over on Instagram. I'm there at positively.jessie, and I cannot wait to hang out with you some more. So until next time, have an amazing week.